think that, okay, the man has to be the man to say, he has to be the vocal leader. When God put two people together, he will deal with both of them. He will deal with them simultaneously, or he would deal with the one and then he'll deal with the other. They're just going to wait. They're going to pray and ask God, okay, God, let your will be done. And that's the benefits. Again, that's the benefits when you get connected with the one who God wants you to be with. And God is the one that orchestrates the whole thing. You don't manipulate nothing. You don't put yourself in the pathway of that person. Some of these brothers say this stuff again. He who findeth a wife findeth a good thing to take the favor of the Lord. What Solomon spoke, they taking it totally out of context. There's a way that's a God's way, and there's a man's way. That's a man's way. You go find your wife. You're going to find your good thing.
Solomon had a whole bunch of wives.
He had a whole bunch of concubines and wives.
Go right ahead.
You're going to take that advice from somebody who had a whole bunch of concubines and wives. You go ahead. I don't want to follow him. I want to follow what God did with Adam and Eve. He only gave him one wife. That was it. Because that God knew that's all you need. You know, Solomon was brought down by the lust of his flesh, which idolization, which he idoled other gods. And because he had all of these wives, they was worshiping these other false gods. And it infiltrated his heart. So therefore, look what happened. He chose all of these women in the flesh, and come to find out, there's the main one that brought him down. See, a lot of times we get so indoctrinated by man's doctrine. The man is the household, the head of the household. Yes, there's an order. Don't let me change that. I'm not changing that. There is an order. It's the husband, wife, and children. There is an order. But it's something that you don't have to boast about and hold your chest out about. It's something that you don't have to say, hey, I am the leader. I am the... Come on, when you do all that, you really not a leader. A true leader, and who God put in place, if you notice, is an example of Christ. They don't boast about who they are. They just live who they are. I'm a husband. I'm a father. I just have to live who I am. I have to represent my wife. I have to represent my daughter. When I go outside this household, I got to carry myself like I know that not only them, whatever the choice that I make, I got to make sure that it doesn't affect them. But that's always my prayer. God, don't let me do anything stupid and ignorant that's going to affect my wife and affect my daughter. Don't let them be punished for my stupidity and my ignorance and the lust of my flesh. Brothers, if you're watching this, when you really get tapped and touched by God, and God take you through your process as a man, you're not going to be this high and mighty, all of this and that with your head stuck up. I am the man. You're not even going to be there. You're going to be just as humble. You're going to be one that like, okay, God, I'm grateful. Matter of fact, you're going to always feel unworthy because you know the responsibility of what comes with that. You're not going to be better than your wife who God chose for you. You're not going to be above her. Y'all going to be equally together because that's the way he created. But there will be a responsibility. God will hold you more accountable. Because he chose you as the husband, as choosing the wife, and not the other way around. He gonna be touching her to receive you, so you won't be looking like a fool when you approach her.